This is the next upcoming kit from Build Your Own Clone. It's called the Soaring Skillet, based on the Ibanez flying pan. This one actually isn't based on it. It's one of the first kits we'll be making that is 100% true to the original. All the previous BYOC kits were true bypass. When the originals were not, this guy here will not be true bypass due to the fact that it has stereo output, and the switching between left, right, and stereo with the phasing effect made it too complicated to do true bypass with typical switches that are available. So we kept it 100% exactly the same as the original, same switching logic and everything. Also, unlike the reissue that uses JFETs for the phaser, this one uses optocouplers just like the original. We had these specially made just for this circuit. And so this is the prototype. You can see the PCB doesn't have the silk screening or the solder mask on it, but this one will be almost identical to what the production model is going to look like. The only thing that's different is the pan rate and the phase rate knobs are backwards, so turning them clockwise the rates go slower, and faster going counterclockwise. So we'll fix that in the production model. But other than that, this is exactly what the production model will look like. It'll just have the green solder mask on it and the silk screening. And if you're familiar with the flying pan, then I don't know what I'm talking about. I'll explain how this works a little bit in case you're not familiar with the flying pan. It has one input. Let me turn this around. One input and then two outputs, left and right, and a jack for the 9-volt power adapter. No room for a battery in here. And so it's got two effects in one, the phaser, and has two knobs. Rate controls how fast it goes, and feedback. And then the other effect is a panning effect, and you can control the rate of that, how fast it pans from left to right. So it's the panning that's in stereo, not the phasing. And then this three-way rotary switch here controls where the phasing goes. So this has no effect on the panning. It's always panning from left to right. But if you have it in left, then only the phasing only goes to the left output. And if you have it in right, then the phasing only goes to the right, and when in stereo, phasing is going to both the left and right. And let's see what else. That's it. I'll just give you another little close up of the inside. You can see this is a pretty complicated kit here, pretty cramped. The production model will actually use 1/8 watt resistors. We didn't have 1/8 watt resistors on hand to do the prototype here, so they'll fit in there a little better than these do now. But other than that, other than the the PCB having the silk screen and the solder mask, and the resistors being 1/8 watts, this is exactly what it's going to look like. So we'll go plug it in now and see what it sounds like. So a lot of people have never even played a flying pan before. A lot of people don't really know what exactly it does. So I'm just going to try to show what it does real quick, and hopefully the stereo effect will come through on the camera microphone. So that's the clean effect, and now so we'll do pan first. So that's the slowest setting. So I don't know how well that's coming through, but I'm going to go ahead and pull out one of the outputs, and you can hear that it's when you're doing panning in mono, it's really just tremolo, so you can hear a bit better what the panning sounds like when it's just one output. So pretty choppy. It's more of a triangle wave, actually a ramp wave. The output, one output is ramp and the other one is sawtooth, so you can get, depending on which output you're using, you can get two different kind of flavors of tremolo out of there. And I'll go ahead and show the phaser, turn the feedback all the way off. So the phaser is not in stereo. It's just one phase going to both amps at the same time right now, because we're in stereo mode with this switch here. So we can control the rate of the phase and the feedback. So I'm going to turn the rate up on the phaser as fast as it can go, and the feedback up as high as it can go to get the most obnoxious phasing sound that we can get, so we can try to hear what it sounds like when it goes back and forth. And we set the panning pretty slow. So I don't know if you can hear that moving from left to right, but so now if we turn this to right, then the phasing is only going to come out of the amp on the right, but it's still going to pan from left to right. So when it pans to the left, there'll be no phasing coming out of that. It'll only be in the amp on the right. Amp's a little bit louder than the other one. Turn that one down. Turn this one up. And so we'll switch back to stereo. And then we'll switch to left, and the amp on the left will have the phasing, and the amp on the right will just have the clean signal. So that is the BYOC Soaring Skillet.